the New Testament, in the New Testament, it never mentions Abraham's laughter. I mean, Romans 4, you don't see anything. It says he staggered not at the promise of God through unbelief. It never mentions in Hebrews 11 about Sarah's laughter or lying. It just says by faith she produced children. You know, I was reading about that not long ago in a commentary. And somebody explained it as being because after the shedding of Christ's blood, Old Testament saints' sins are never mentioned again in the New Testament. And I thought about that. Samson and Delilah? No. Noah getting drunk? No. Even Lot, of all people. It never mentions, it mentions Lot, but never mentions his sins. Once. Could be. Could be. It could also be that these people are being held up as examples of faith. And what's being shown in the New Testament is their faithfulness, because their faithfulness was characteristic of their lives. Yeah, did they have their moments of doubt? They did have their moments of doubt, but that was not what characterized their lives. You look at the life of Abraham and you say, oh, look at him, man, he's a man of great doubt. No. His entire life, sure, he laughed that time, but the scope of his life, and he had his moments, yes, like everybody does, but the overarching story of his life was a walk of faith. You know, when God looks at your life, do you have your less than stellar moments? Yeah, plenty of them. But that's not your overarching story. That's not what people are going to remember about your life in retrospect. Because your life is characterized by your faith and by your love for God. And that overshadows the failures. And so here, those things are never brought up in the New Testament. You know, if God only used perfect people to illustrate a life of faith, how many people would he have to work with there? That's right. And if he did hold up a perfect person to illustrate a life of faith, how many of us could relate to such a person? I'm glad that the heroes he holds up are people who are flawed like I am. That means, hey, if God can do it with him, there's hope for me too, right? Amen to that.